And as we continue with other news, the FAC, in addition to leaving residents and tourists conflicted, has awakened different reactions and positions around what they consider should be done with the sharks after the event.
Of the island, he was surprised by the unfortunate case of the Italian tourist who died as a result of shark wound while recreating in the sea arouses diverse opinion between those who consider that the shark should be killed and those who consider that they should not.
Those kind of sharks sometimes come tracing ships and boats. That shark has already tasted meat, and that shark is not going to leave. And to top it off, it is with the female, so whenever it is with the female, it hunts to feed the female. And if they are going to throw out with the boat, they will make it go away and come back on another day and kill someone else. I don't know how the law covers them. I don't know what they are going to do. Here, there are no tranquilizers or anything to catch it, so I don't know what the strategy will be for them to use. They should have the means to catch the animal and take it to the open sea that is not so close to the coast, at least. I do not know what they will come up with to keep them away.
They should not hunt them. We are the intruders. They should be left alone. I also think that they are exposing them. I don't think what they are doing is very responsible.
In the meantime, the authorities have been present in order to safeguard the animal's life.
And in other news, House Representative Jorge Mendes denounced alleged irregularities in the vote count of the last legislative elections, alleging that approximately 250 votes were not counted.
According to the information published by the current Representative Jorge Mendes in his social networks during the vote count of the legislative election last Sunday, March 13, there were some irregularities in the vote count. This was the message left by the congressman. I quote, suspiciously on Sunday, the people in charge of the registering them for the transmission seriously changed the figures in 4 tables. Thus, Natanya School, in table 14, we obtained 60 votes. They registered 0 votes. Table 16, we obtained 61 votes. They registered 1 vote. Table 17, we obtained 71 votes. They registered 0. Luis Amigo School. In table 11, we obtained 62 votes. They registered 2 votes. In only 4 tables, they transmitted 251 votes, less than what was reported by the jury. The national director of our party was already filed complaints before the registrar office, CNE, Prosecution Office, and Attorney General Office. Thank God these votes were already counted in the tally with no novelty. And with the votes discount from the Partido de la U during these days, we are up. Due to this, Cambio Radical sent a letter to complain to the Registrar Office, the National Electoral Council, the Attorney General Office, and the Public Prosecutor Office, denouncing the alleged inconsistencies in which 250 votes were omitted, which would have given them the seat again in the House of Representatives.
And Carolina has established, together with the Coast Guard and tourist service providers that use the so-called zone Palito, some measures that include the closure of the area.
Coralina, as an environmental corporation and administrator of the regional parks, has received several requests from control entities and authorities to regulate the activities that have been developed for years and that have generated some impacts on the marine ecosystem, specifically on seagrasses and corals in the area. In this sense, Coralina made an explanation about the situation in the sector of dry sow, better known as El Palito. The technical team of the corporation, in addition to field inspections, made an analysis with aerial images from 2004 which showed some changes in relation to the loss of coverage of grasslands and other ecosystems.
As a result of this, the director of the corporation met with different entities to make some decisions in the area. Among the decisions are: all tourist, recreational, or leisure, transit, or fishing use is prohibited in the sector known as El Palito Norte. located within the Old Point Regional Park, which will be prioritized as the object of restoration, rehabilitation, ecosystemic recovery actions. Also, to minimize the possible negative impacts on the marine ecosystem in the area known as Palito Sur, Coralina, with the support of other authorities and the community, will temporarily, until the study is completed, make a temporary buoy to improve the management and control of this area. According to the proposals of the CM tourist service providers, within the buoyed zone in the area of the so-called Palito Sur, only 10 motorboats may be temporarily at the same time. The stay of visitors in the buoyed area of the Cal Palito Sur will be limited to a maximum of 30 to 60 minutes per boat. For this transitory period, coexistence and good practice commitments are signed with the user community of the so-called Palito and the authorities.
And the World Youth Federation, the International Junior Chamber, comes to the archipelago of San Andres to conduct a training session that allows young islanders to develop their leadership, social responsibility, and entrepreneurial spirit.
The International Junior Chamber Colombia will develop in the archipelago a series of training aimed to the youth of the island in order to change their skills and create a positive change within the island community. The national president of this organization gave details.
JCI es una organización mundial de que lleva más de...
JCI is a global organization that has been in the world for more than 100 years that tries to train young people, leaders, and entrepreneurs through different initiatives that we do. What we do is to empower all these young people to develop themselves, and at the same time they can create an impact in their community. We came here to San Andres to form new leaders within the island. The idea as such is that there is an organization like JCI here in San Andres, and we are in the process of forming these young people who are carrying the flag of what is the International Junior Chamber.
The training session by the Junior International Chamber will be held on Saturday, March 19, from 4 until 6 p.m. at the Chamber of Commerce facilities.
And the School of Public Administration, ESAP, and the Civil Service announces the opening of registration for the program to strengthen the state-citizens relationship aimed at Black, Afro-Colombian, Raizal, and Palenquero peoples.
From March 15 until March 29, registration are open for citizens and members of Black, Afro-Colombian, Raizal, and Palenquero population to enroll in the program for the strengthening and the state-citizen relationship. This is due to the discrimination against ethnic groups, and in particular against Black, Afro-Colombian, Raizal, and Palenquero peoples, which occurs on a daily basis, so that the national government undertook to design and implement this program in the national space for prior consultation.
Función pública en
Public function in coordination with the ESAP invites the leading representatives of the Black, Afro-Colombian, Raizal, and Palenquero peoples to participate in the program for the strengthening of the state-citizen relationship aimed at these ethnic people, a free and self-manageable training offer that will provide them with tools for the full exercise of their rights through interaction with state entities.
With this training service, it is expected that the participants of the people will have the tool to fully exercise their rights through the interaction of state entities. In addition, with the development of the course, it is expected that these communities can influence through their initiative of citizen participation in public management, and that they can strengthen the formation of legal subjects to become in turn active citizens. To register for the course, interested parties should click on the link to form provided by ESAP.
The relatives of the late singer Fabian Perez, better known as Hetty, announced the dates and times of the singer's funeral services.
Throughout a press release, the Perez Hooker family informs family, friends, and community in general that the funeral ceremony of Fabian Perez, better known as Hetty, will be held on March 20 at the First Baptist Church on Mission Hill. Also, they announced that the following activities have been organized for that Sunday. Vigil with burning vault at the headquarters of the Departmental Assembly from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. At 1 p.m., the body will be taken to his home for the family burial service. They will also make a funeral service at the First Baptist Church of Mission Hill at 2 p.m. and then the burial of the family cemetery in Mission Hill after the service.
Now we continue with Millicent O'Neill and the news of the municipality of Old Providence and Santa Catalina.
Good evening to everyone. This is the most relevant information from Old Providence and Catalina. By Decree 025, the Mayor's Office made official the complete opening of the municipality to tourism for June 23rd and a partial opening between the 8th and 18th of April.
After more than 2 years of being closed for tourism, next month the mayor's office will be carrying out a partial opening exclusively for diving tourism as a pilot test before June, the month in which the destination opens to tourists and non-residents.
This opening will be done as a pilot test so that together with the service providers we can measure our capacity to receive tourists. We are working hard so that this may not be improvised. Everything will be measured. It will be with limited spaces.
Diving is one of the main activities for which the municipality is visited, but it has been the hardest hit by the pandemic and the hurricane.
Although the other subsectors such as lodging, restaurants and rentals have somehow been able to reactivate with the floating population that we have in the municipality from the reconstruction, the diving sector has not been able to do so because the people who come here to work have neither the time nor the sufficient resources to carry out this activity.
Interested visitors should first contact one of the dive centers on the island.
The diving center must send to the Secretariat of Tourism the information of how many tourists will arrive and their identification documents, their dates of entry and exit, their lodging, and the deposit of the total payment of the diving service, because this way we are guaranteed that the tourists will come to perform this activity.
The municipality has been coordinating with the guilds, municipal authorities, and public utilities companies for the correct development of this trial opening.
On the other hand, the Agro-Providencia Association, together with the Fishermen's Federation, held an agricultural and fishing fair in commemoration of the 1 year of struggle endured by Camp for Dignity.
Farmers and fishermen joined together in an agricultural and fishing fair to offer their products at good prices to the community in commemoration of the first birthday of the Camp for Dignity.
This is an event in commemoration of the 365 days of struggle that Camp for Dignity has sustained. It is an integration of farmers and fishermen, and the products are at an accessible price to the community so that food sovereignty and food security are not only mentioned but becomes a reality.
The agricultural and fishing fair held during the morning hours at the Fisherman's Co-op offered fish and agricultural products produced here in the municipality.
During the morning hours, it was very dynamic. We offered local products such as sweet potato, which was one of the first to be finished and was well received by the community because they came all morning and we're almost out of products to offer at this time.
Finally, it is planned to continue with these type of activities for the benefit of the community.
Starting with today's exercise, we are planning to do it every 15 days. That is what is expected, and the invitation is for the community to come and buy local products.